Srimati Supriya Patel, Honorable Minister of State of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, and the guest of honor, Sri Siddharth Singh Ji, and the distinguished panelists and the audience. Subject which has been given to me is very interesting, that is biopharmaceuticals, present and future. Harry has written, and Professor Harry Noah, whose book has become pretty famous recently all over the world, and everyone is talking about the future which he has talked in that book. And it says that we are at a point in human history in which famine, disease and war are no longer the existential threats they once were. We can now manage them and reduce their devastation. So world is changing very fast, and when it comes to healthcare situation present and future, the questions are few, like would our medicine be still a pill or a cell, and how would we grow these cells? How would we grow these cells? What would we do to stop the malignant growth of these cells? Would we implant suicide genes into these cells to stop them from growing? Could your medicine be an organ and that is created outside the body and then implanted in the body? Would that stop some of the degeneration? And what if the organ needed the memory also? Could your medicines be an environment? Because we have heard about it. So human nature will be transformed in 21st century because the intelligence is uncoupling from consciousness. And what we solve big problems like hunger, disease, and the world kept getting more peaceful. What purpose would human have then? What challenges would be genetic makeup for millions of years? So the future in the space of treatment, if we see biopharmaceutical, and very aptly written, bio has got the precedence over the pharmaceutical. So far, pharmaceutical has been leading the healthcare requirement, but now in India or world over, bio is getting a precedence, and that is largely because of the shift in kind of disease which is happening. Even in India, we are now living long. When we got independence, the expectancy of life was only 38.5 years. Average, we now live 68.5 years. And that is what induced the disease like cancers, and which has redefined the whole way of outlook in which the treatment has moved from chemical to cell. There have early entrants, companies like which some of our colleagues has referred. 15 years back, I was part of the company which had introduced the first filgrastim in India, first generic version of it. I was also the part of introduction of rituximab in India, and I have seen that those companies who have focused on biopharma, entered biosimilar development early, are now scaling up to the global level. There have been a generic players also, those who entered later, and now they are acting on bringing the established molecule back to India and reducing the cost of treatment in oncology, and we have rituximab available from 8 different countries. There are standalone biotechnology companies. We have heard from Mr. Singh, those who are very focused on biotechnology space and which is the future of the treatment. And then we have CRAMS companies, those who are solving the issue of the manufacturing. So it's a very promising space, and any state wants to participate in making difference in healthcare cannot ignore biopharmaceutical opportunity. Though it is $13 billion product business right now globally, India has only scratched the ground by $1 billion business. But with 27% contribution to the oncology treatment, with 55% blood disorders are controlled through biotechnology products, it is the future, and therefore it is very essential that the government, the entrepreneurs move together to solve this issue. Currently, the products have moved. We have the recent research have established that God has created this system called body with a knowledge that when there is a problem in this body, it cannot be returned to the manufacturer back. And therefore, he has put the correction mechanism everywhere. And very recent study suggests from UK that for every cancer cell, there is an immune expression in the body. But they are so weak that they cannot fight that cell. And now the whole science is focused about fortifying that cells and making them capable to cure various kinds of cancer. And our institutions are doing great. My company, Delcure itself, has an arrangement with Kalinga Institute of Biotechnology, where a professor of India who has great acclaimed contribution in the making of a medicine of cancer, which is very expensive in US and which can be done in 1/10 of the price. We are collaborating and working together. Such collaborations would make a real difference in tomorrow's world. And therefore, I feel with the knowledge and expertise which we have in pharmaceutical space and the kind of reputation which we have created, because though I have started very humble, I have started my career as a medical representative in the state of Bihar. But I was fortunate, God was very kind. I have worked in 40 countries of the world, met doctors, have seen quite a large part of the globe. And one business in which we are respected is healthcare and pharmaceutical. Our doctors are great, our products are great. We are being respected everywhere. And mark my one word that when it comes to pharmaceutical or biotechnology, it is not only India. If anything goes wrong with India, entire Africa, entire Southeast Asia, entire South America, all those for whom price matters would suffer. When we do good, every humanity gets advantage out of it. And therefore, any government, and more so Uttar Pradesh, need to do something very serious about it, and I am sure it will be part of it. Thank you very much for giving me the time and the opportunity.
Thank you very